meeting, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You fucking nerd.
Okay guys, check it out. Our Storm Post Plus Metal Series is coming out with the Gagaigar Choryujin, which is pretty awesome. Now, as you guys can see here, this is gonna be released in November, and it's gonna be 595 US dollars, which is pretty crazy. Now, I'm sorry that I'm a little bit late on this. It's just I've had stuff to do. But as you guys can see here, due to high value this item, payment is required upon placing your order. Cancellation will not be accepted. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. Now you're getting both of the robots and then they combine, which is pretty cool. As you guys can see here, it's gonna be standing at 25 centimeters when combined, which is 9.8 inches tall. Made of diecast, ABS, POM, and PC. Now, as you guys can see here, you're gonna get the main figure, of course. The facial expressions for Horyu, so face parts, the different hands for both of them. Well, for the three of them, pretty much. You're gonna get the mirror shield, the freeze gun, the power crane, the melting gun, the power ladder, the leg joint parts, the pencil launcher, the support connection parts, 2 bases, and 2 connecting parts for the bases. So that is a lot what you're gonna be getting here. As you guys can see here, this is the combination, which actually looks pretty good. The only thing is, for this price, I wish they would have found a way to hide these screws that you can see here. The other thing is the seam lines for the trucks here. I wish they would have found a way to cover them so you couldn't see them. But here's everything you're gonna be getting. So as you guys can see, you're getting both of them, then you combine them, and everything here is big. Everything here looks pretty darn crazy. That's a lot of stuff. And here you can see when it's fully combined again, 9.8 inches tall, which is a good size. I wish it was a little bit taller, but here you can see how the combination actually works. You can see the parts, pretty much each one of the robots forms one half of it. As you guys can see here from the back, it's pretty darn good. The only thing are these little screws here. I wish there was a way to cover them. But look at that, that looks awesome. With the crane, then the fire hose there, mirror shield. You can see when he uses it as the thumb fuzz. Again, they could have hidden these screws, honestly. And the seam lines here. Here it looks, you know, I think this is where it looks the worst. I wish they would have found a way just to do a uniform. But they wanted to do combination, and you know, that probably would have increased the price. They would have given you extra parts just that would be like shoulder pads that have articulation but also didn't look like this, you know, with the seam lines. But still, it's looking pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. And I think the blue side looks a little bit better than the red sides in this case. I don't know, maybe because of the color or just the way they're showing it. But here you can see it doing a kick. Good, showing that has a good amount of articulation. You can see them both in truck form, both in robots. Leg parts. You can see 35 centimeters long. If you're wondering how much is that, well, that is 13.7 inches long. So both of the crane and the fire hose are that long, which is crazy. And again, look at here. Look how they put the little stickers there, but they didn't put here and here. Kind of sad. Come on, guys. For this amount of money, cover those freaking screws. It wouldn't be that expensive to have a little sticker sheet for these guys. Now, when they're by themselves divided in roll form, they're 7.8 inches, which is a good size. I do wish they were 8, but now we know that pretty much the transformation adds almost 3 inches to the full thing. It's good. But man, it's awesome. Looks awesome. Again, those screws here, please cover them up. Chest opens up. There. Got that. Again, with the almost 14 inches long hose. That's crazy. And again, look. Cover. No cover there. They should have covered that one as well. That's like the only thing that it bothers me. Like when they're like this by themselves, you don't really see a lot of screws. Oh, you can see one here, but looks pretty good. Maybe the back here with the legs, the transformation doesn't look that good, but the rest just looks great. And here you can see them, enhanced with Geiger. So yeah, in my opinion, this is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. The only thing is, of course, the pricing, and that you can see the screws in some places that I wish you couldn't see them, which is great. And these guys, the price is, it's a lot. So, but don't worry, because Hearthstone has more stuff that I want to show you. Here is their Mazinger Zero. This is from their Heavy Metal series. Of course, this is based off the manga one, by the way. Comes out September, $286 US. You can see here that it's gonna be standing at 37 centimeters tall, which is 14.5 inches tall, which is 2 inches taller than my Blitzway Mazinkaiser, which is actually pretty crazy. Diecast, PVC, ABS, and POM. And these guys look great. I mean, Mazinger Zero looks great. The only thing is that he doesn't really come with accessories. They haven't shown anything. He doesn't come with his grander, no effect parts. They don't have any LED lights or anything, but he looks pretty good. One thing that I really like is the red line that it has coming from the head all the way down to the eyes, and then you can see how it kind of has like the wrinkly skin on it, which I really like. But I do think the paint job could have been a little bit better. I do like how the red line goes all the way down to the neck. Now it doesn't look like the mouth opens up. The rest of the body is fine. But yeah, in none of these pictures, they don't really show you any articulation that you can say, oh my god, that's great. Again, the solid color heatsink, I wish it was the translucent plastic ones like Blitzway did, and the Infinitism line did, and the SkyX Studios ones did, and CCS Toys I think also did as well. I wish they did that. Doesn't look like the mouth opens again. Will the Pyder be able to be removed? It's not supposed to, but hey, it would be a nice little feature just to add it there. And the one thing this thing has going for it is that everything in red, in that cherry red, is metal. So pretty much the only thing that is not die-cast on this guy are the heat sinks, the head and neck, and the arms. That's pretty much it. Which is impressive. It is, but he just doesn't come with a lot of stuff. Looks cool, but it doesn't come with a lot of stuff, and I think the paint job could have been a little bit better. on the head, especially on the face. Now, let's move on to the other one because they're also releasing Mazinger C. Now, all these, like I said before, they're based off the manga. The size is the same. There's the same size, so 14.5 inches tall. Made of die-cast, ABS, PC plastic, everything the same. And this one also releases in September. So, I'm not a fan of this Mazinger. Just because the head is so small, the body is so big, even the shoulders are really small, the waist is small, and you know, it's just not my favorite Mazinger design. You know, Mazinger C design. Again, solid heat sinks, no LED lights. I think the paint job here looks better than Zero's, but not by that much. And in terms of articulation, they don't really show much. Now, this one does come with accessories because you can see here where you add the iron cutter, and they do actually show them here. So you guys can see, got this one and this one, so you can pick and choose. But other than that, you know, the poses that they're showing here are pretty basic. Nothing really crazy, so yeah. You know, if you ask me, Zero, which one would you pick? I would go with Zero on this one just because it looks way better, way striking that C does. I think C looks a little bit too, you know, the body just looks the proportion. It's just a little bit too out of line for me, but that's just personal. You know, I think Zero looks way better when it comes to that. Even the shoulder pads, you know, look a lot bigger in the head as well. But yeah, our store is coming out with quite a few cool stuff. Honestly, the only thing, like I said, our storm has a figure that I want, which is pretty much, well, they haven't released it yet. They haven't even announced it yet, but obviously you guys know it's the black Gather, Ryoma's black Gather. I want their version of it. I cannot wait for them to actually show that off. That would be pretty awesome. But when you get to these figures that are so big and have all these, you get spoiled. Like, man, my Blitzway Mazinkaiser, like, that thing looks like a statue. Has some really good articulation. Has LED lights. Has a ton of accessories. And $420 US. This guy looks great and everything. But it's just, man, that pricing. And I don't know. We don't know if that transformation gimmick is gonna be good. Honestly, I wish they would have covered those little screws. I wish they would have added some LED lights to it as well and fix up those seam lines, honestly. And with these guys, I don't know. I for this price, I was expecting more stuff to be added. Just that's the thing. That's the thing. And when it comes to these figures, you want one that you like, because number one, you're spending a lot of money. Number two, you're gonna be pretty much reserving a space only for it. And number three is just that, well, it is better to own these figures than statues, in my opinion. The thing is, statues, like, let's go with Prime One Studios. If you take Mazinkaiser and you just go like, okay, Prime One Studio is gonna do a Mazinkaiser a statue, and it's gonna be a 3 to 5 pose statue. Pretty much, you know, you're gonna have 3 or 5 of them that are in different poses. Dude, they're gonna cost you like $1,000 or $2,000 each, and they're gonna be huge. They're gonna look awesome, but they're gonna be huge. They're gonna be stuck there. And unlike, you know, you're gonna get tired, because not only the amount of money you're gonna put into it, but you're gonna be stuck with that, you know, looking at those, and you're gonna be like, man, I wish I could put him in another pose and all that stuff. As in owning the Blitzway Mazinkaiser, you can just go and go, okay, which pose do I want to put here today? Oh, I want to do this one. Oh, I want to do this, and you can just change it around, and you only paid $420 US plus the shipping for it, and you get everything. So that's why these figures are so expensive. But that's the cool thing, that you can just play them any way you want, you know. But yeah, I think I ramble a little bit too long. But yeah, guys, sorry for this video to be long, and sorry for taking a little bit of time to make, but I just had other stuff to do. I think these figures are great. Again, no problem with this guy besides minor stuff, but with these guys, yeah, our store throwing Grander is throwing other stuff, because what you guys are doing with your Shin line is just beautiful. It's just great, and I want to see that translated to the other ones. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.